Jake here again with Tacticon Armament. Today we're going to be covering how to mount and level the Falcon V3. So our Falcon V3 is the 3x to 9x by 32 magnified optic. We're just going to be doing a little mounting and leveling today. I'm going to show you a few of its features, and we'll just kind of go through it, and I'll show you some of the stuff that it also comes with. For today's demonstration, we're using a box. Just the only reason I'm using a box is because everybody can find one of these kind of around their house. So what I did was I basically took the rifle, I put it inside the box, and then I locked the buttstock in. What this is going to allow us to do is shift left and shift right so that we can level the rifle out, and thereby we will have a level rifle that we can level the optic out. So I'm going to go through this process real quick. We do have the Falcon V3 right here. It's going to go this direction. These small plastic pieces right here, these are going to be the inner scope rings. These are going to protect once you tighten down the scope onto the scope rings. These are actually going to protect the body of the optic. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about placement of this. You're not going to want to break between the upper receiver and handguard. You're going to want you're going to want everything kind of rear of where this Picatinny rail breaks right here. That way you can get a true level on the optic. What I'd like to do is find exactly where I want my scope rings on the rifle, set the optic in place, and then kind of test it to see if that is indeed forward or back enough on the rifle for, I tend to like to choke up on the rifle a little bit, so this is perfect for me. The mounts that we sell this product with are going to be QD mounts, so they come right off, clamp right on, and you can adjust this QD mount on the other side. So you can use your hand. Basically what you would do is just loosen this up, use your hand to loosen or tighten this thumb knob right here, and then you just place that back on the pick rail. Basically what you're going to want to do is have about 4 to 5 pick rails exposed in between these two mounts. That's kind of a good rule of thumb. And then you can take the optic, of course with these inner scope ring, these plastic scope rings that are going to protect the optic, and then set these into place. Once these are in place, what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to take the 2 levels that come standard with all the Falcon V3s, and we are going to level the rifle out initially. So I'm going to need to move this a little bit to the right, and I'll put one of these levels on top of the rail just forward of the charging handle, and make my adjustment. Now the rifle is level. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the other level on top of the elevation turret, and I'll move the optic until it is level. So I've got my rifle level, I've got my optic level, and I know this is exactly where I want it. So I'll take the top of these scope rings here, and I'll put these into place. And this is the second scope ring, and I'll put that guy into place as well. A couple ways you could do this. I did include an Allen wrench in all the packaging, so you can manually hand tighten these these bolts in here. What I would recommend is that you grab yourself a torque wrench. We typically like to see anywhere between 18 to 20 inch, not foot, 20 inch-pounds of torque for each one of these bolts. Once you get this into place and you start putting these bolts into, once you start tightening these down, I like to go in that kind of that cross pattern, like you would put a rim on a car. You would start, I'm going to start over here and kind of snug this bolt up, all the while making sure that both the rifle and the optic are still level. So once I get this snug, I'll go over here to the other side, across from it. So now I'm level again, and I'm snug. There we go. So we're exactly where we want to be as far as where the optic is placed inside of these mount rings. I'm where I want to be forward and backward, just by getting behind the rifle and determining exactly where I'm going to put my cheek weld on the stock. And what I'm going to do from here is I'm going to go ahead and put the rest of these bolts in, then I'm going to grab that torque wrench and I'm going to put 18 to 20 pounds of torque on each one of these guys right here. So, okay. So I'll grab the torque wrench. I've got it set to right about 20 pounds of torque here. You can get this torque wrench on, you can typically buy them online. I know Vortex makes a really good one for about 90 bucks. This one's about $40 I got on Amazon. You'll just want to go in that cross pattern. And any more than 20 pounds of torque, you're at risk of damaging the optic, so I don't recommend it. One kind of rule of thumb I'll show you real quick is that I like to do is I'll, if I am hand tightening it, what I found to be close to 20 pounds of torque is if I'm hand tightening it and I get it to a point where it stops tightening, right? And it starts to bend the end of the Allen key. So if I've got my finger on the end of the Allen key and I give it a slight push, it'll start bending the Allen key before it's turning the actual bolt in there. So that, to me, I mean, we'll go ahead and test that out. I just tightened it. We'll see if we've got any more play on this 20 pounds. No, right? So that was right about 20 pounds of torque. So if you don't have a torque wrench, that's a good rule of thumb. All right, and there we have it. So we've got a level optic, the optic itself, bubbles right in the middle, level rifle, the rifle itself, the bubbles here right in the middle, and that is how you mount and level your Falcon V3. Some of the other things I wanted to go over real quick is just some of the things that the Falcon V3 does come with. It's got the lens caps, so you can put the lens caps back on it once you're done mounting. It's got a front and a rear flip up. If you'd prefer the sunshade, you could take the front lens cap off. We do include a 2-inch sunshade that can be screwed directly in to the front of the optic, like so. Here we have the CR2032 battery housing. We do sell this unit with 2 different batteries. So we've got your battery that you can mount in here like this with the flat side facing out. And then I've got another spare battery for you in here if this one ever dies, but you should get some pretty good life out of this battery. There are 3 different color options for your reticle. So you could do green, red, blue, and there's 3 different illumination settings, 1, 2, and 3 on each of those colors. So depending on where your eye picks up better, you could switch it over from red to green to blue. So you got your elevation turret, your windage turret on here. Again, if you need any instructions on how to zero this out, we will have that at tacticon.com/instructions, and you can look at how to zero an optic on there. This product also comes with a thorough set of instructions for exactly what this mil-dot reticle is, how to use it, how to zero it, as well as a lens cloth to clean the lenses, and as mentioned, 2 levels and 2 batteries. If you have any questions, you can find us at tacticon.com. You can give us a call Monday through Friday. Our phones are on, and we respond to all of our emails. I will catch you guys next time.